Come on, please. Yes!
You heard that first.
Did this actually say Melbourne? And then you made yourself
sold the
favourites.
bag.
I've never been more happy about being right about something.
I make plenty of miscounts. There's some sort of hatred towards the man.
666, you know that, man. Never
Real
go the early
man.
crow.
The real
Darts down
darts,
under, please.
surely.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is episode number 67 of the Nine Dart Podcast, your one-stop shop for talking tungsten. On today's episode, among other things, because we've got such a big show, Krystof Ratajski wins on the Euro Tour. The race for the World Matchplay is over as Gabriel Clemens wins his first Pro Tour with a 170 finish as well. And this is the episode where we preview maybe the best tournament of the year, the World Matchplay from the Winter Gardens, Blackpool. My name's Lorenz Demore Hayes. Josh is alongside me as always, and Shane is back in the pod studio as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Pleasure.
It's good to be here.
It's good to be here. We've all got various shirts. You've got Hungarian Heta on, you two, and I've just got bunting behind me because I only wear it when he wins, and he didn't win his game against Ryan Jarrett on the Euro Tour at the weekend. Just very quickly, and this is the last time I'll mention this because now it is fully out. My three-part series, No Online, Still Roaring on Australia's Worst Footy Team, is finally finished and is out for people to enjoy. And so please do check that out if you haven't already. I've worked very, very hard on it.
Sure
and
have.
appreciate it if people watched it. In terms of the darts, we had the European Darts Open on the European Tour on the weekend as the sort of World Matchplay sort of dress rehearsal, if you will.
Yeah.
Strong enough tournament in Leverkusen. Obviously, there were some bigger names not there because Leverkusen is a bit difficult to get to from the UK. But overall, good tournament and some interesting names going deep into this tournament as well, who will feature at the World Matchplay this coming week. So it was an important tournament for players to get into most amount of form and really sort of throw in drama into maybe some of these predictions because you were confident about a game and then someone went on a run and go, now I'm not so sure.
Got the trusty notebook there ready for we get to our predictions a little bit later. But no, it's a good opportunity for them to get some momentum coming into one of the second biggest tournament of the year. Let's be honest. Do you agree on that, Shane? Second biggest tournament of the year, the match play?
Yeah, and you want to be into form going into the match play. So that's kind of the tournament to get the confidence up and go right into the match play after that.
Yeah, true.
But
the last block of Pro Tours was also the one to do that. So there it is. The World Match Play is coming. Interestingly, I'll throw this straight off the top. We actually don't know when the tournament starts, so to speak, because we're recording this on, it is just past 1:30, Wednesday, the 15th of July here in Melbourne. Tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock Australian time, I think. Or was that game supposed to be moved?
5 a.m. I think.
It's currently 5 p.m. 5 a.m. It's not. It's definitely not 5 p.m. We'd be thoroughly enjoying it in Australia if it was 5 p.m. At 5 a.m., England's playing Argentina in the FIFA World Cup semi-final. Should England make it through to a final, then the sessions will all get bumped forward a little bit early as well, which might mean we might get Luke Littler in an afternoon session at the World Match Play for maybe the final time, or because of a soccer match. So everyone's following that, and we'll see what happens. If not, if Argentina do beat England, then as we become accustomed to, the World Match Play will start on a Saturday night and a couple sessions on Sunday and then Monday. If not, we have a 2 sessions on the Saturday, 1 on the Sunday afternoon, and then Monday night. So we're kind of just waiting a little bit, and everyone's sitting around who had tickets for there is going, when exactly will I be able to make it? Do I need to book an earlier train or whatever to get down to Blackpool? So that is also the little thing hanging over this tournament as well.
Well, I did see some commentaries from some Instagram posts. What if you have a session booked for an exact time, like an afternoon session, and that's it? You paid for that session, then if it gets moved, you can't go.
Well, then you get a refund. That's what happens. Josh, I've already put that forward, and unfortunately, there's no way out. There was some talk about maybe you could just do this irrespective of the result of the match, but realistically, Sky Sports would want something on that Sunday prime time if they can have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the best outcome, I guess. Anyway, it's the decision that's been made, and that's how it's gonna play out.
Yep.
Well, England haven't made the World Cup final in 60 years, so
yeah, it was there. 1966. I know this is a darts podcast, I know, but just really quickly, I was looking at that 1966 World Cup. They never actually had to. They only played in the one venue. They were only at Wembley the whole way through. They didn't need to travel. So, West Germany, who they played in the final, they were in a few different places. I think their semi-final was in Liverpool. So, no wonder England haven't won a World Cup. The only one they have won is they didn't need to travel, and they got locked out because the first goal in extra time should have counted. But anyway, So that's there. The only way England have won a World Cup is by is not needing to travel. They're at the old Wembley Stadium in London the whole way through.
Gotcha.
So, but it would be a bit of history if that happens in a sporting sense. What was very much history was this game that you put into the Darts Archive last week, Josh.
I put the spotlight on the ADA, given their tour at the Melton Dart Club a fortnight ago, whatever it was. So this was a game between Sam Ballinger and Matt Dorich. It goes all the way. Started 2-2, which was very good. Sammy had a 14-dart leg, which was very impressive to level the contest back at 4-4. 64 checkout by Matt to send us all the way, and Sammy checks out 95 beautifully to win the game. Great contest. If you haven't watched it, go watch it back for your homework. What was last week's? Well, fortnight ago. Homework,
yes, we didn't
go and
do
watch
a
it
show
back
last week.
for
We
sure.
couldn't be bothered. There wasn't
It's
enough.
a great game. Cracking game.
I just realised that I have put in my Darts Archive match. The link is there. But I haven't actually put down any dot points. So yeah, we don't need to worry about that. I'll talk about it anyway. Right. Plenty was happening, and if the thing loads at some point, Joe Cullen hit a 9-dart finish at Players Championship 23 as part of that last block on the Pro Tour.
2 efforts at tops. 100. But Cullen never takes those sort of setbacks lightly. He always has an answer. 96.
Good grouping.
Interesting one to witness. But what are we about to witness? 59. This would be a nice way to get off the mark. Trouble 19. You know the route from here. It's double 12 for perfection. Joe Cullen, the perfect 9-dart leg, fires himself back into this match.
So casual.
Yes, very casual indeed. He wasn't the only one. Scott Williams hit a 9-darter, but you'll notice he sort of goes a little bit of a different route.
Yes, unique route, this one. You'll find out in a second.
Against the eventual winner, was it?
Yep.
Yes.
Good comeback.
Great switch. Has he bleached his hair?
It's hard to tell with Scott Williams. He's such a character. I don't know.
Don't mind it.
No, he had gone this. We know this is his way because he missed the double 18 for this at the World Championship once. 48, 57, 36.
Knows where the camera is too.
Absolutely. So Clemens actually came from 4-2 down to win that match. And
Speaking of Clemens, here he is.
Winning Play Championship 24 with a big fish for his first PDC title.
It's on. Is it in? Oh, what a way to win a title! Clemens has just broken his duck, and he is the winner of Players Championship 24. It's taken 8 years, but he's finally crossed the line.
We'll talk about that, all those Pro Tours and some of the winners a little bit later, but very well done, Clemens, for finally getting a Pro Tour title and doing it in as good as fashion as you could possibly imagine, 170. Someone who had a less good weekend was Tommy Bissell. In those 2 Pro Tours, he averaged 104, more than 104 twice, and lost to Chisnell and Van Gerwen. And I'll tell you what, that Chisnell win was of extra importance.
It was. Oh, God, yeah. Like, it's just so, it's not such a cruel game, man. 104 and you lose. Got over 110, Tommy.
And it got
brutal.
It won him nothing. He didn't win any prize money for that as well.
No money. Evie spewing going, oh, sure, I can win something. But again, no words really. Top tier players, again, just unlucky.
The best story of the week was Krystof Ratajski winning the European Darts Open, a fascinating European tour, the number 16 seed. He knocked over Jan van Veen in the 3rd round, which is relevant for what's going to come up in the next few days. He then beats Nathan Aspinall, Sebastian Bielczewski, and Jermaine Ortamena in the final. Also beat Max Hopp as well before all of that in the 2nd round. All above 90 average. Strong weekend from the Polish Eagle heading into the match play.
Absolutely. No, I found some great form, and I think that might carry over to the match play, hopefully. Obviously, we'll see his draw later on, but had a good weekend.
Well, big win over Jan van Veen over there, which he plays in the 1st round of the match play. So it's going to be an interesting tie after the weekend I just had.
Yeah,
it'll be a very different environment, the match play one, with with the longer format and
bigger crowd,
mental side.
Yeah,
Jan van Veen thinking, I just lost to Ratajski, going to make up for it. So we'll see how he goes.
And it continues the streak of when Van Veen's been the number 1 seed on the Euro Tour, which he has a lot because the Lukes haven't been there. He hasn't really, made perhaps the best advantage of that. He's been losing a lot of those in the second round. He got to the third round here, but only averaged Van Veen 88.91 in that 6-3 defeat to Krystof Ratajski, averaging a 91.8. So a strong weekend there for Ratajski, of course.
The second time he's won it from the 16th seed.
Yep.
There you go. It's also only been done 3 times, and he's done 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Good start.
Johnny Clayton. So
Yep.
He is that sort of player where we sort of have... There's quite a few players at this World Matchplay, which we'll speak about in the Great Debate, where we kind of know what their level is. We know that they're not really... Their A game and B game isn't really that different. So they're just kind of... They're going to stay at that sort of level, and whatever... it's really up to the opponent to see if their best... or what form of their game is, will that be good enough to beat someone like Krystof Ratajski? He's methodical. He does it his way. He'll perform pretty well. It's will the opponent be available to upstage him? Jermaine Watermaner, a good run, the 11th seed, all the way to the final as well. So he's had a good lead up as well.
Getting past the quarterfinals, right?
Yes,
Yep.
he made it all the way to the final.
Very impressive.
Yeah, so it was against Luke Woodhouse as well, who's had a great year so far to win that quarterfinal as well. And I have him. He's featuring a little bit in some of my predictions. Luke Woodhouse.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, let's talk about it, Damo.
Yes.
He had an interesting weekend, and this wasn't the occasion of sometimes where it's like, well, Damo's won, but maybe he hasn't played that well, which is I kind of feel like how I felt about his year. No, he put in some great stuff. Over 100 average against Michael van Gerwen in the third round.
Luke as well came back.
Yep.
Yep.
He did fight back really well, actually.
Yeah, he did. Well, Van Gerwen kept letting him in with missing darts at double, and he took his opportunities. Big Rob Owen in the round before, and then Dirk van Dijvenbode, personal favourite, in the quarterfinal as well. So, what do we make of what Damon Heta is doing, boys? The World Cup, we know for both he and Leek was a bit of a disaster, and we've got an Adam Leek story later in the show. We do.
Positive one.
A positive one for a change. Where is he at the moment? It's hard to tell.
It is very hard to tell. Some form before the match play, so hopefully have a big tournament.
Yeah,
I want to see him get back to that top 7 where he was at.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 7C last year, I think. So someone who wasn't far away from the Premier League, had he put in another extra run or two on television, made a semi-final to UK Open, as we know. He's won on the European Tour before. He's just struggled to find that a little bit more in recent times, Damo. But every now and then you do get the glimpse, like with the Van Gerwen game, where he is able to find the Damo of old. He's hitting double 16, his favourite, on a regular basis as well. So a bit of a drop-off in that semi-final, down to 88.52 on average. But
less and still won.
Yeah, so it was still a pretty it was a pretty good weekend. I think he's a deserving positive surprise, and we will see what he's able to do. I didn't like his draw at the World Matchplay at all. Look, It was always going to be a little bit tricky, but there were a few seats there where if he'd drawn him, you go, okay, maybe you might be a chance. I think the draw he's got is not great, to be completely honest with you.
Well, you reckon that this would give him some confidence in that contest?
Probably, certainly. What did his opponent do at the weekend? Was he at that European
Clayton.
too, Johnny? Where was he?
He
lost the third round.
He was 4-0 up against Woodhouse. And he lost.
Yes, that's right. He was 4-0 up and he lost 6-5. So,
yeah.
So will be interesting. We'll get to the predictions in a moment.
Beat Carl Sudler in that first game, averaging 99. So he played well then.
Yeah, he's had a good year. Johnny Clayton, despite, he did really well in the Premier League. He hasn't picked up a title yet, though, which is a little bit interesting.
Sure.
Mike Dedeker sort of lived the year in the biggest flop, to be honest. And while there was a few other performances I could have mentioned, Munchenla averaged 79 as the 12th seed losing to Kevin Dutz. The real standout was not just for the numbers, but also the opponent against, losing to Jan Schmidt, who doesn't have a terrible game in him, but he did bust 60 looking for a big 20 and hit the treble at one point.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, we've been there, done that. Yeah, exactly.
Even the pros have.
Yeah, so it's just Dedeker, he's not at this match play. He's the highest ranked player, not there. It really does feel like to me that where he's sitting in the world of darts on a ranking position is still based off that World Grand Prix, which I keep using the photo because that was his best moment, and it was extraordinary that weekend.
He was unbelievable.
And he beat great players along the way. He beat Damon Heta missed a match start or two, I think, in that first round match, and he ends up winning the tournament to beat Luke Humphries in the final. But yeah, that version of Mike Tedesco is a long way away. There's still, reasonable signs, but in that match there was too many troublous visits. There were still a few good, 18-21 dart legs, but they were sort of not really as frequent as, or even better than they needed to be. So he's lived the year in the biggest flop to Decker, and
the World Cup, though. He had a few ton plus averages.
He did.
There.
He did.
Yeah.
So just up and down.
Yeah, he's very much up and down at the moment. And this one was another down edition for Mike Decker, which is what it's been on the European Tour. I think for some reason that's been the problem for him. But he needs to take advantage of this to get close to getting into the World Grand Prix, because he's probably not going to make that either.
He's in danger at the moment.
Yeah, he's not in.
No.
So that's all that prize money he won a couple of years ago is going to come off.
Yep.
I wonder if Demi's bringing him down, because it's like kind of slipped down the rankings with Demi.
Well, yeah, the both of them have struggled. I don't know if it's I don't know if they're the cause of each other's problems. I imagine it doesn't help.
Yeah.
It does help Belgian darts, that's for sure.
At the same time, it's just interesting, both slipping.
Yeah. Well, it was that, I've said this on the show a few times, it was that bloody World Cup match against the Philippines when they were 3-0 up and playing beautifully. We thought, hang on, they might be a contender for the title, and then they lost 4 legs in a row, and neither of them have been that good since. I mean, you go back to that 2024 World Grand Prix, Vandenberg and De Decker were played each other in the semi-final, and now you don't think either of them are anywhere close to perhaps not just getting into majors, let alone making runs to semi-finals. Yeah, I go back to that as the catalyst for when things really turned against the both of them. I think there's more positives in De Decker though than Vandenberg's situation at the moment. Sure. And I do think the World Grand Prix sort of I mean, De Decker was on this steady rise anyway, but now that he's won a major, it's like, well, we need to hit to this level. So that might have just skewed our expectations, or what our expectations really should have been of Mike De Decker going forward.
Well, I think that major event shows that he has the potential to get into that form, when it happens. So I believe he'll come back from it, no doubt. He just needs to have a couple good tournaments in a row to try and get some confidence back in his game, I reckon. Danny
Noppert didn't play amazing. He lost his... well, I say didn't play amazing, he averaged 98. But he lost 6-3 to Sebastian Bielacecki, and that wasn't the disappointing moment, though. This was the disappointing moment, Josh.
Yeah, it's just, again, those keyboard warriors under a fake profile, Unicorn 5633, just, it's stupid stuff. If you're going to say something, put your actual face under your name, but there's just no excuse for it. There really isn't. It's just, whatever reason it is, you don't like him, gambling related, whatever the hell it is, it's just not be able to be tolerated. It's just pathetic. So
like you had a good tournament. It looked like it was a complete shock.
No, it wasn't up. It was only a 6-3 loss. It wasn't like he lost 6-0 averaging 70, But still, it just needs to stop. It happens for AFL, NRL, just, it's not good enough. It just needs to change. I know it's that simple, but something needs to give in. Obviously, I can't read what that says in German, but...
I can't imagine it doesn't look particularly good.
No, it's long. It's a long spiel, but not good enough, unfortunately. And he's calling it out, which is great. And I love how he gave credit as well to, I think it was his opponent. I'm not sure. Also his credits, whatever. But yeah, he's a class act, but not good enough, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
all right.
But Noppert's got a big match against Cross.
He does.
So we'll see how that goes.
So let's get into that. We've sort of danced around it. Let's go straight into the meat of the episode, and that's the World Matchplay. Coming up, again, we don't know what time it's going to truly get underway. That'll be decided by Soccer Match tomorrow morning, Australian time.
Early hours here to watch the match play, which is not great.
Well, we might get a couple of ones in prime time, but
maybe.
That first session's clashing with Collingwood Carlton, Josh. So
if I go,
hopefully.
So we'll see how we go.
So we'll see what happens there. Where the attention of our sporting eyes are at.
That's true.
Well, I'll be with Stephen Bunting without any shadow of a doubt. Geelong play on Thursday night, so that will be out of the way pretty quickly. Right, so World Matchplay, we know the fields, top 16 seeds, the best players the last 2 years, taking on, excluding those, the best on the 1 year system, the Pro Tour rankings. But there's a lot of big names who have been there the last few years, but are not here anymore. Mike De Decker's the highest ranked player, not there, but also some big names. Daryl Gurney was basically in the tournament the whole way through, and then he didn't make it right at the end. No Ricardo Pietreczka, Raymond Barneveld, Peter Wright, no longer here. It's unlikely that we ever see those guys back in
drop-off's just been incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Peter Wright's hanging on to the bottom end of the top 40 on the World Championship race, but if he doesn't stay in the world's top 40, it's hard to see him getting into the World Championship. He's nowhere near on the Pro Tour qualifier, and then he would need to go through a tour card holder qualifier. But that
what's gone wrong for Wright?
I think it's ended up working for him, but constantly changing his darts, I don't think really helps. I know it's worked for him previously, and he's won a couple of world titles doing it, but I think overall it hasn't worked. No Richie Edhouse, a former major winner. No Michael Smith. No Dimitri Vandenberg. So a lot of big names not there.
Seed in 2023 after winning the Worlds. And
yes, not here anymore. It's just been again. He was another one where I think the change of manufacturer from Unicorn to Shot after that World Championship has not helped him either. He's had other issues, no, we know that. And he did have that one good run to the Pro Tour, the Bo Greaves one, and was 20 points away from winning that. But other than that, we just really haven't seen much of anything to give us confidence on Michael Smith. So here we go. This is the World Matchplay. There is the draw. We'll use this slightly nicer, easier to see bracket.
Yes.
Let's start with the first
For me, especially.
Gentlemen, this helps Josh a bit more. So what have we got here? Let's start with the first bracket. First quarter of the bracket.
Let's do it.
Luke Littler's the number 1 seed. He's playing Nico Springer. Nathan Aspinall's the 16 seed. He's playing Joe Cullen. The 8 seed is Josh Rock. He's playing Luke Woodhouse, who's the highest ranked player on the Pro Tour Order of Merit to get in. And the 9 seed Stephen Bunting is playing Neil Zonneveld.
Yep.
They will play that first session of the tournament whenever that is.
Yeah, whenever.
Is it Littler's to lose? Who's the big seed in danger? What are our thoughts, gentlemen? You go first, Josh.
Sure. Well, for Littler, obviously, he's the favourite to win by far. I guess it could be his to lose. Yeah, I mean, everyone will be wanting to win against him, especially in that first quarter. My man Josh Rock, I think he'll be wanting to potentially, the second best leg of all time in that match play. Was it last year or the year before?
It was last year.
It was last year. Yeah. So again, he could make a statement if he beats Woodhouse and then beat his next assignment.
Rock versus Bunting will be a good game.
That'd be juicy. Yeah.
Well, it would be. I've been kind of forecasting on this episode on this podcast for a while that we could see that as a second round match.
That'd be great. Yeah. So Littler could face Rock in that first quarter matchup. Not sure, but I think overall, ultimately, it is Littler's to lose. Yeah.
All right. That is probably the feeling. For me, I don't know how you guys want to do this. I'm going to go through every single match here.
Yeah,
so I think Littler beats Nico Springer. Springer can have a bit of a give him a bit of a match, but it's unlikely. You would think at the moment. Nathan Aspinall's not been playing too badly at the moment, and look, if Joe Cullen's an underdog, that fires him up and gets him excited. But I have backed Aspinall here. In this one, Rock Woodhouse. Woodhouse has been the one. We'll go back all the way to the very first episode of the calendar year, and I was so big on Luke Woodhouse.
You were
having a big year, and he won a couple of titles in shorts. In like a week or 2 weeks, I can't remember exactly what it was. And I think he does do a number on your man. I think he would be the first. Well, it'll be the very first match of the tournament to get underway. So I have Woodhouse actually to beat Josh Rock, and then Stephen Bunting, Neil Zonneveld, which is the match that would immediately follow. If this was a few months ago, I might be a little bit nervous. And look, for Stephen, it's all about he'll score. As well as anybody in this tournament, just about hitting a double, because darts is about hitting a double.
Yes,
but I do have a Bunting to come through that one as well, which would give us a very interesting Woodhouse Bunting second round tie. I do have Littler Bunting meeting in a quarterfinal. I feel like if Stephen's going to upset Luke in what would be one of the greatest games of all time, if he ends up actually doing it, that's the way I see it. He probably needs to get those first 2 matches done inside 32 legs. I feel like if he's dragged out over into a tiebreaker in either of those first couple of round matches, we saw it last year when he was involved in one of those games against Harry Anderson. He was just nowhere near against Johnny Clayton in the quarterfinal. So if he does meet Littler and he is to upset him, he will need to have won his first 2 games very comfortably, not only for confidence, but also for the fatigue element as well. But yeah, it's Littler's quarter to lose, it would seem.
Yeah. Well, I'll go through my results. Littler, Aspinall, Rock, Bunting. So you've got yours. I mean, yours is the exact same, yeah? Yeah, exact same.
Hard to go past those 4 stars.
So if I go forward a slide, what are we looking at? All right, so that's everything. So we'll get back.
Yeah.
So we'll get that to the end.
Put it to the end.
I'm still working out what exactly we're doing here.
A bit all over the shop.
A bit all over the shop at the moment.
Right.
All 4 could go to a...
So who wins the quarter? Is it Littler, I'd imagine?
Does
he make a semi?
Littler.
Yeah, you think Littler, because Who else?
Yeah, better. He's the best player in the world. That feels the most likely.
The US Masters.
Yeah.
And, World Cup.
Right. Second quarter. Michael van Gerwen's the 4th seed. He's playing Andrew Gilding. Replayed the UK Open final. The Gilding won. 13th seed is Krystof. He's playing Duk van Duivenbode. The number 5 seed is Johnny Clayton. He's playing Damon Heta. The 12th seed is Gary Anderson. He is playing Ryan Joyce.
Correct.
Where do we start here? Johnny Clayton's probably the most informed player, at least certainly over the last 6 months.
Coming into this.
He's the number 5 seed. I have a couple of the non-seeded players to get through here.
Me too.
I have no idea where Michael van Gerwen is at the moment. He could be a bit anywhere. And Andrew Gilding's someone he's gonna like I said with Ratajski, he's gonna be at a level. We know where he's gonna be roughly. He'll hit a few 180s. There'll be a few thumbs up. And he will probably be outscored by Michael van Gerwen. The question will be, as we saw in the match against Heta, can he hit a double? That outer ring is all that will matter. And if he starts to miss and Gilding gets his opportunities, Gilding is the type of player that
he'll fire away.
That can win.
Go
so
back to the, Euro Tour match against the Slovak Darts Open, I think first 4 legs Gilding was averaging 117. Had to miss the double.
Yeah. If he can produce that, then far out.
Turn up against MVG.
Yeah, exactly. So at the risk of, we're probably now ensuring that Van Gerwen makes at least a semi-final. I have got Andrew Gilding upsetting Van Gerwen in that match. I think Krystof will just be a little bit too good for Duk van Duivenbode in that next match. Now, Damon Heta's recent run gives me a little bit more thoughts. I don't see it, though, unfortunately. I will say that that's probably the toughest match of the quarter. If Damon Heta can get through and upset Johnny Clayton, he's actually probably in a nice little part of the bracket. And I just think Gary Anderson is not playing anywhere near enough darts. He's missing too many events, or he's playing in events, but he's not winning. And Ryan Joyce is again, a serious player who will play at a level. So I can see Ryan Joyce beating Gary Anderson. That's what I've got here. In terms of the quarter, I think Clayton and Dobie make it through, but I have Johnny Clayton making yet another semi-final at the World Matchplay. He did it last year when he came through his quarter, beating Bunting along the way, as already mentioned. What are you thinking, Josh?
Fair. All right. Very similar. Gilding over Van Gerwen. Again, similar point. Van Gerwen's very up and down. Didn't have the best Premier League campaign. I'm not sure where his form's at the moment. Very wishy-washy. Again, Gilding, you basically summarised what I was going to say. He can do some really good stuff at times. It'll be that outer ring. If he can fire those in and put pressure on, I think he'll win over that. I've got Dirk. I'm going the other way. I think he's just been in some good form on the Pro Tour. He's had some good stuff. Dobie, we haven't really seen too much of him recently, to be honest, and I'm not really sure where his form's at as well. I've gone bias head over heart in Damo, of course. Again, but you just never know.
This is why you don't listen to Josh. This is why you only listen to me.
But again,
This is why when we do this person correctly predicted the winner of the tournament, it's always me, because you always go with these ridiculous things.
What, you're saying Heta beating Clayton's ridiculous?
Well, it's not ridiculous. It wouldn't be ridiculous, but it would be unlikely.
It's funny what momentum can do to someone, especially in any sport, let alone darts. You know, you have a few good games, you beat some good opponents, and it's like, well, you never know. So, yes, bias. I've gone Heta, and then I've got Gary Anderson over Joyce. That's the one that's different to you.
Yeah,
I think he'll be doing all right. Similar.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Anderson won. I'd be surprised if he got past that first round match, to be honest, because I don't think he's playing enough darts at the moment.
Yeah, you've got the same except for Clayton over Heta.
I went MVG over Gilding.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, and that as well.
I think MVG is all over the place, but I think a longer format suits him because takes a while to get going. And once he gets going, he's on.
He can afford to have a few more crappy visits and crappy legs.
Yeah,
correct.
Like you said,
especially against throw.
Probably
obviously
outscore Gilding, and just if he gets his finishing on. But I think if he outscores enough, he might get enough chances to get the finishing going. But we'll have to see. He normally gets up for the match play though. He won it.
Yeah.
In 22. It was like 4 years ago. But
yeah. Made the final a couple of years ago.
It'll be a close one, but I think MVG might just edge him out.
So who wins the quarter?
Well, I've gone for MVG to win the quarter. I don't know, he just gets up for the match play. He's proven winner, and he likes longer.
And you, Josh?
So sorry?
I was going to say Clayton, but you haven't been predicting him to win a match.
No, I've gone Gary Anderson.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah,
all right,
Gary.
Look, to be fair,
is it rogue?
If Wayne Mardle or someone like him, or John Pard, or just Phil Barr, somebody goes around and says to Gary, "Oh yeah, you haven't been playing enough darts. You're in no form, Gary." That might be the thing that irks him as well. So we've gone all over the place in that draw.
It's good. It's good. I love it.
Yeah.
Gary Anderson versus MVG.
Juicy.
Now that I've heard that from you two, I'm more confident that Clayton's winning the quarter.
Let's go other side.
Other side of the bracket.
Humphries way.
Luke Humphries is the 2 seed. He's playing Cameron Menzies. The 15 seed is Ross Smith. He's playing Kevin Dutz. The 7 seed is Goran Price. He's playing Martin Schindler. The 10 seed Danny Noppert is playing Rob Cross. Just on Schindler, by the way, is the German representative. Nico Springer is obviously the other one. Only one German has won a match at the World Matchplay. It was Max Hopp.
Wow.
That tells you about German darts' great potential, but
Interesting.
Inability to
maybe they'll change
make runs.
Maybe they're going to run. I'll love them.
Luke Humphries is obviously the big name in the section, and he could have had easier first round draws than Cameron Menzies, who has found some form all of a sudden and his head looks to be in a better space. So again, another one where maybe the Luke gets tested a little bit, but I think Humphries can get through that. There's a couple of is there one or maybe it is both. There might be a couple of games in this section where the non-seeded player is actually favoured, and I think rightly so.
Yep.
Kevin Dutz he's a giant killer. I wouldn't be actually too surprised if Kevin Dutz was to beat Luke Humphries in the second round. I haven't gone for that, but if it does happen, it would be quite something.
That'd be impressive.
But I do have Kevin Dutz beating Ross Smith. Smith's a big 180 machine when he's on. But I think Kevin Dutz is playing some of his very best stuff. Goran Price is another one where I feel like he really hasn't been playing that much darts in recent enough times. But I do have him beating Schindler because I don't really trust Shindy more at the moment. And Rob Cross is another one who's gone from, he was nowhere near qualifying to the World Matchplay to he's qualifying all the way through. So far that he is my dark horse for the tournament, Josh. I think not only does he beat, in my bracket, not only does he beat Danny Noppert, I think he beats Goran Price along the way, makes a quarter-final at the tournament, and we see a bit of resurgence of voltage. But Luke Humphries to win the quarter for mine.
Cool.
But he doesn't have it all his own way, as basically the whole way through the bracket, nor does he have it in the semi-final either. What's your thinking of the quarter, Josh?
Quite similar. Humphries, I think, will be just too good. I've gone Ross Smith again. Massive 180 hitter. He can play some really good stuff when he's on. Price over Schindler. I think he'll just be too strong. He's in some good form recently off. I was going to say the World Cup. He didn't finish at the World Cup, goddammit. Nick Kenny played well, though, to his credit. Schindler, you just don't know. You say I have bad calls. I predicted him to be runner-up in the World Championship, if you remember. Like this year. That was a crazy call for me.
There was a deep run in there somewhere. I can't remember when that was.
But I've gone Price, and I've gone Cross over Noppert. I think Cross, again, similar to me. I haven't labelled anyone as a dark horse yet, but he could be definitely one that could make a deep run. So I've gone Cross and then Humphries to win the quarter.
A reminder, it is a family show, Josh. What are you thinking, Shane?
Yeah, I've gone Humphries to win the quarter as well, but I think slightly different route. I've also agreed that Kevin Dutz will beat Ross Smith.
Did so, yep.
Been in good form on the Euro Tour. And,
I don't mind that.
Just good 180 hitting, good finishing. I've got a Price to beat Schindler and Rob Cross to beat Danny Noppert. But I do think Price will beat Cross and Humphries to beat Dutz, and it'll be a Price versus Humphries quarter.
Which would be great.
That'd be really nice.
Price will test him, but I'm not sure if he'll get over the line. I think just back Humphries with his class. And Price hasn't been playing too much darts. But as we've seen in the Premier League, they can test each other as much as they do as the other guys. So we'll see how it goes. But I think I'm going to go Humphries.
Alrighty. In the final quarter, Jan van Veen's the 3 seed. He plays Krystof Ratajski. The 14 seed is Wessel Nijman. he gets a bye into the second round. No, sorry, he plays Dave Chisnell.
The disrespect.
The 6 seed is James Wade. He plays Jermaine Watamena.
Clip this right now if Dave Chisnell wins.
It's right, so it's like William O'Connor. Essendon are more likely to win this weekend, Josh, than Dave Chisnell. They're playing the Giants too, aren't they? Right. Van Veen.
The Giants, they can beat the top 8 and lose.
Well, it wouldn't be past the Giants to lose to the number 18 team, but no. Jan van Veen, look, ever since we know he had the issues with the kidney stones.
Bless him.
So, so he hasn't quite been the same player since, but I still think that there's a level of him there, and I think he avenges Krystof Ratajski for the defeat on the Euro Tour. You could not have envisioned a better dream draw for Wessel Nijman than playing Dave Chisnell, who has scraped his way into this tournament somehow, and to be honest, it's probably more due to the fact down to the seedings on the European Tour and the 2-year ranking system. Look, Watermainer could, produce a fascinating match against James Wade, but he's just so unflappable, Wade, so he gets through. And it'll be good to see William O'Connor there at the World Matchplay. He's one of the players on debut. Who are the other ones? I'm going to find that I have that in front of me. Zonneveld's definitely one. Kevin Dutz, William O'Connor, Nico Springer, Neil Zonneveld will make their debuts at the event.
Cool.
I don't think I've predicted a single one to win a match, except Dutz. And I actually think that'll probably be a part of it when you're playing someone who, and this is especially true for someone like Zonneveld, it's the first time you're at this event, you're at this, it has quite a presence, that venue.
Glorious arena.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And so when you're someone like... someone like Neil Zonneveld is walking in there for the first time, a little bit intimidated. Stephen Bunting's been there several times before. He's won on that stage. So he'll come in with a bit more confidence. And I feel like a similar thing will be true for Searle and O'Connor. Vessel Nyman is remarkably third favourite for this tournament, but he has not done anything yet on television. And this is the tournament where it finally changes, Josh. It's going to happen.
Got a good draw for it.
I think he beats Jan van Veen in the second round. I think he gets the opportunity to play James Wade in a quarterfinal. Now, I would not be surprised if James Wade even wins this tournament, to be honest. It would be a very James Wade thing to do. I would be surprised if he had a lower average than every single opponent all the way through and still wins. It would be the most James Wade thing of all time. And to be honest, the more I've been thinking about it, the more I kind of want to change what I already had down because it now makes sense to me, but I'm not going to do it because I've locked this in for a while.
You did.
In a Nyman-Wade quarterfinal, I think Vessel Nyman is playing too good to be disrespected. I think he wins the quarter, the 14th seed. So you could argue I've gone for, the four most obvious selections, at least based on sort of form in the year we've had. But I think the route that you would take there is a bit different. So I've got Nyman to beat Wade in the quarterfinal, but that is the quarterfinal match that if we get, that's the hardest one for me to call of those ones. I would not be surprised to see James Wade make a run at this tournament. It would be extraordinary.
That's true. All right. Quite similar. Van Veen over Ratajski again. Van Veen's just been some good form. Could Ratajski potentially give a crazy shake-up? Maybe. You just never know. Nyman over Chizzy. I don't like the disrespect. Come on, Dave Chisnell, man. Again, clip this if he wins. That'd be insane.
It's not happening, Josh. It is not happening.
Didn't we say he won the game after Tom Bissell averaged 104?
Here's the thing, Josh. This is why he won't win it, because he's the last match before the World Cup final. And if England's in there, his mind isn't going to be on the darts. We saw that at Euro 2024. True. So I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all.
But no,
I do sound very Sam McClure here. They're not going to pick a Mitch with this match here. But I think I've got more confidence than Sam McClure did on that occasion.
No, I'm not crazy. Well, I am crazy a little bit, but not that crazy to go away from Nyman. So I think he'll win quite comfortably. But I've gone Watermainer over Wade. I just don't know. This is like my one where...
he made the Euro Tour final.
He made the Euro Tour final. He's been good on the Pro Tour. He had a great weekend.
The way, I can see anything happening. If you told me he won the tournament, if you told me he loses in the first round, if you tell me he averages 105, you tell me he averages 90 and still beats someone averaging 102, it would nothing would surprise me anymore with James Wade. So I've got him getting to a quarterfinal, but I would be surprised if we won the whole tournament, to be completely honest with you.
Yep. I think Jermaine might pull through. So and then I've got Searle over O'Connor. I think Searle just been in some decent form. Haven't seen much of O'Connor, but again, he could be one who could
your winner
cause
of
an
the
upset. Nyman, yeah.
Vessel Nyman.
Pretty simple.
Making all the way through to a semi-final. I feel like the thing with him on television is just getting used to those comfort breaks. On the Euro Tour, on the Pro Tour, you just play all the way through. But 5 legs, then you get a break. 5 legs, you get a break. So you just got to... I think that's been the one thing he's missing. He did beat Nathan Aspinall first round of the World Matchplay last year. Shane, what are your thoughts on the quarter? We've gone remarkably similar. Just the one difference between me and Josh in the... Who do you have Nyman beating in the quarterfinal, by the way, if it's not Wade?
Oh, me, sorry. Where was I? Me, no, Searle.
Ryan Searle.
Yeah.
It was going to be one or the other.
No.
You go, Shane. I just wanted to clarify that.
I've got Nyman as well. It's hard to go
I was not expecting this, to be completely honest. I thought someone was going to be like, well, he hasn't done anything on television yet.
Well, I think Van Veen's been in the best of form, like we said, and Nyman's just been in better form. So I reckon he gets them, and I'm sure they're kind of friends since they're both Dutch, so it might be more relaxed against Van Veen. I don't know. But he just looks like the most informed player in that quarter.
Yep.
I think out of the top 4, he'd probably want to play Van Veen. So he's got a good draw.
Sure.
And then James Wade, Ryan Searle. If they produce their top game, it could be tricky, but I think his game's just bad at the moment. But Ryan Searle's kind of dropped off a bit from the Worlds, but he did make a Worlds semi-final, so we know he can turn up.
True. That is a big achievement in itself.
Yeah, I think so. I've gone Wade and Searle. I think their game could go either way, but I think Nyman will probably beat both of them. So
yeah,
I've got Nyman to win that quarter, and then.
So I think we've got the same semi-finalists on that side of the bracket: Humphreys and Nyman. Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yep.
Littler coming through the quarter one. The one where we've all split is
Gary.
You're with Gary.
Yeah,
you're with Van Gerwen. And I'm with Clayton. So
there you go.
A little bit crazy, slightly more respectable. I think what's going to
happen. So I think that bottom left quarter will be.
Yeah, that's the one where maybe anything can happen. I feel like the bottom. Those sort of two at the bottom are the ones maybe where. Maybe anything could happen in all these quarters, to be honest. Gentlemen,
I say which is the most juicy matchup wise, as in like anything could happen. It's probably that bottom left one, right? Because we've gone
it might not
every
be the
direction.
best quality in terms of numbers. That might be the top. That might be Littler's quarter. But in terms of maybe anyone can come through it, it might be that one.
I wouldn't be surprised if the top four or make it to the semis, and then we get a World Cup final kind of.
Yes, inverse. That would be funny. We don't have Irving getting past Nyman though, so he would need to do that first. Right. Who wins the World Match Play, everybody? I should actually put up. I imagine you kept the slide with the betting odds, Josh, because I kind of wanted to put them up there. We've got the three favourites. Clayton's $29, which is way too much. Van Gowen's $19, and Gary Anderson is $34. Okay,
crazy.
So
Bunting 41,
and Bunting's at 41. Dutz is at the same price, and
what about Cross?
They're all
as your dark horse.
They're all bar. Who wins the World Match Play? Right. Who starts? Who wants it? I have mine right here. I'm going to go for it right here. So between Littler and Clayton, I think we get the nuke back in another World Match Play final. Humphreys and Nyman is the one where that could be such an amazing match, but I have been so excited by seeing what Nyman's doing, and I have him making all the way to the final. A Littler Nyman final would be something. It would be something like if you said that 3 years ago, you might have turned around to someone and go, "Oh yeah, that might happen." I've seen more willingness in the last week for people not to tip Luke Littler. So much so that he's out now to better than odds on. Wherever you go, he's better than evens money. Maybe there are. And to be honest, like I've said through the show, I wouldn't be surprised if Humphreys won. Like James Wade's not even on that graphic there.
No.
And he's like another one where I would have him like easily in the top 7, 8 to win the tournament.
James Wade's out to $176.
Is he really?
Yeah, Joe Cullen is 151.
That can't be right.
More likely than James Wade.
I'm looking right now. No, he's right.
I just want to see that because this computer doesn't have.
No.
That is mad. I'm sorry. He's the same price as Dave Chisnell to win the tournament. No. Who are?
Come back to when Josh said he could win.
That's
I'm
funny.
going to independently fact check to make sure you haven't done anything like change the script on the. I'm going to be 1,000% sure that's. I actually don't believe that. I actually do not believe that.
He did
not
lose
giving him free advertising.
He lost to Bielecki in the.
No, it's sportsbet.com.au.
You just gave him free advertising. There you go.
Well, I only intern at one of their horse racing shows through Eddie McGuire's production company.
Nicholas Springer's the same odds as James Wade.
Wow.
Just stop saying things.
Damon
Littler.
How is Chisel the same as?
Stop saying it.
Damon,
I have Luke Littler to win the World Match Play. I know it sounds boring, but I also want him to go to those pro tours because he said if he's won the World Match Play, he'll want to win everything in the year. Currently hasn't played a single pro tour to get into the Players Championship finals, and I want to see that story because that would be absolutely fascinating.
That'd be a great story.
So I have Luke Littler.
We've made a mistake here.
You both made a mistake.
That's for the most 180s.
Oh, come on!
No, you haven't.
Tournament winning.
Where's the winners though?
Outright betting. James Wade is $46.
There you go.
See, this has changed since we've absolutely we've stuffed it up. So on the current odds, Littler's $2.03, Humphreys is $5.90, Vessel Nyman's $12,
This updated like
Gerwin
yesterday.
is $15. Yeah, so this is slightly out of date. So Bunting's 41. James Wade is 46.
No,
He's
this is
between
right,
Stephen Bunting and Chris Dobie. So that actually makes some degree of sense. Dave Chisnell is 250 to 1 where he should be. So we've had an absolute calamity there. Very well done, Shane. You won't be invited back on the show if you keep making those simple mistakes.
Why is the 180s the first future over the winner?
Who knows?
I can't tell you. By the way, actually, so Just I want to see here. I'm just getting something in front of me. Oh no, he's okay.
Well,
Garrington's only third favourite to
still
win
quite low for
quarter
James
two.
Wade.
That's not as wide.
That's still
not
quite
what I
low
was
for
looking
James Wade to hit 180s. He's a quite big 180 hitter.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's more 140. Anyway, we've gotten
Interesting.
way off track. I think Luke Littler
This is
beats Vessel
definitely
Nyman in the final about 18-13, probably something like that.
Okay.
I'm not asking for your score. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Who wins the
other
World
score
Match Play? Josh, as we come back to reality land.
All right. So my part. So maybe go back to that
yeah,
one.
we're gonna go.
Just for nice.
We'll go to your one.
Yeah, we may as well. So that's all of my results. Again, exact same to what I had. So I had Littler in the first quarter, which will then play Gary. As I said, Littler will prevail. I think Gary will. It'll be good, but he won't be as good enough as Littler. He's just his A, B, and even C gear is just ridiculous. So Littler on that side, and I have Nyman over Humphries, but I have the other result, and Nyman will lift the trophy.
A Nyman World Match Play. That would
why
be
not?
a huge story.
That'd be so
That would
cool.
be a great run.
That'd be really cool.
And you, Shane, what are we looking at?
First of all, back to win the quarter. I've got it right. MVG is favourite to win that second
He
quarter.
is to win because that's because the bookmakers they don't understand darts. I've said this several times. They had Johnny Clayton as the rank outsider to win the Premier League before it started, and he was like the first guy in who was basically guaranteed finals night. So I wouldn't necessarily trust the bookies over the best analysis in the game. Shane, to win the World Match Play, please. We don't have endless time.
I think I'm going to go Humphries. I think Humphries
Over Littler in the final?
Yeah, over Littler in the final. I think he's had a bit more motivation to get back to the top because Littler's been winning everything, and I think we saw in the US Darts Masters.
Yeah,
Humphries got over the line.
I'm not surprised you mentioned that. I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I think
This is your predictions here. Again, same thing.
Yeah, I think he just
Excellent
gets it
graphic.
done. And I mean, they have a history of beating each other, so in majors and stuff. So I reckon Humphries is probably the one who can take him down and win the match play.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if he regains it. To be completely honest, I wouldn't be surprised with a lot of results. I do feel like, even though I've got Littler, and I feel like I do think there is a reason why people are more likely to predict against Luke Littler in this tournament. I do feel like there are players coming through who might be able to do something. So after all of that, I would take away personally that Stephen Bunting and Dave Chisnall will be playing in the World Match Play final, and Dave Chisnall will lift the Phil Taylor Trophy in a last leg decider against a Stephen Bunting who misses 50 match starts. No, so
Littler, Humphries,
I think
Nyman.
Littler
There
is
you go.
actually on the harder side of harder half of the draw. With,
probably,
the seeds.
quite possibly.
Just
There you go.
I think he's most in danger in the first couple of rounds, and then in terms of just like his personal performance, and then when you get to the later rounds against the harder players, we know he likes the long format. So we shall see. We talked about the betting odds.
It depends on Wessel Nyman. He could knock out Humphries with his best performance. So
So we'll see how it goes.
All right, let's move on. That was juicy.
But Littler making it through his half is the main takeaway that we're all in agreement of. Right, we
Peek
had
Leek.
some Euro Tour qualifiers, and they produced some fascinating results. So Adam Leake, the Aussie, is going to be at the Hungarian Darts Trophy Euro Tour number 11.
Yep.
And yeah, so I was catching just the very end of this, and on the Dart Connect system, and saw him get over the line against Adam Lipscomb to make the Hungarian Darts Trophy. This is exactly what he needs for trying to get to a World Championship and just more on-stage experience. There's a good player on there. We've seen him be a little bit nervy on streaming boards and on the stage so far. So for him to get to a Euro Tour is a very good achievement and much needed at the moment. £2,000 guaranteed into his back pocket and onto his ranking as well.
There you
Could
go.
have a Tom Sykes tournament and make our way to the semi.
That'd be fantastic. Oh, well, Sykes has been playing some great stuff as well at the moment, which is very good for him. But yeah, again, guaranteed prize money. He could make a little run. It's great. Great for him.
Didn't average below 94. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, 94, 100, not 93,
So
but
we've got Damon
96.
averaging a ton in the Euro Tour and League as well.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
Yes, in the
these
World
were the
Cup stage.
qualifiers from that block, and the big standard obviously there is also Bo Greaves, who will
Absolutely.
become the first woman to play on the European Tour. It's amazing it's taken this long. And these are the two Euro Tours she needed to get into if she wanted to make a run to the World Grand Prix. And how amazing would that be for darts with that story would be going on in October before the World Championship. We can really build into the World Championship in terms of darts news and darts' understanding in the sporting world if Bo Greaves is able to play at the World Grand Prix and maybe win a game or two. So it's great to see her there and make Euro Tour qualifiers as well. Obviously, Krystof Ratajski is someone who's made Euro Tours for fun.
Yeah.
And so he made both of those as well. So shout out to Leek and Bo Greaves in particular for their levels of history making at the 11 and 12 Euro Tour qualifiers. Leek didn't get to Euro Tour 12. He didn't win a game in his Euro Tour 12 qualifier. He was probably a bit over the moon after just making one that he wasn't quite able to double up.
Sykes made one as well.
This story is about a week and a half old, but Glenn Durrant did reveal exclusively to Online Darts that he will be leaving the PDPA, the Professional Darts Players Association. He's been someone who's been very relevant for what that organisation has done over the time, but it was pretty much time to wrap it up. I'm not sure if the PDPA have too much power over these sort of things. He was someone who did try very, very hard to do the right thing by the players. Obviously, there's the storyline of him versus Peter Manley, and that's sort of rivalry in there. But it'll be a loss for the organisation and for those players as well, because Duzzer has been very good in that role, and so that was a little bit perhaps disappointing news for those. For the PDPA.
Sure.
We're going to get a new major next year, guys, in 2027. So there's a few layers to this story. PDC Europe Star is a new thing being started by PDC Europe to get you places into the Super League, which gets you into the World Championship. I know Merck won that last year, and then ended up beating Kim Humbrechts on the World Championship stage. But it also, each regional, we've got qualifiers, we've got 4 in Germany, North, South, West, including Luxembourg, East, 2 in Austria, West and East, and 2 in Switzerland, West, East, including Liechtenstein. And direct pathway to a major tournament. Each regional champion qualifies for a newly created PDC major tournament. And we actually we're pretty sure what the name of it is, because when Sport 1 announced that they had re-signed with the PDC for their broadcast deal, they said that from 2027 onwards, we have the Premier League, the Grand Slam, the World Masters, the UK Open, the World Grand Prix, Play Championship Finals, German Open, World Series Finals, and World Series Euro Tour events. Hang on, the German Open, we don't have a German Open as of right now. So it does look like we're going to get a UK Open style event in Germany next year. So that Luke Littler has a new tournament that he hasn't won that he could try and win for the first time.
I wonder, is that their motive for doing that, to give Littler more challenges?
Something like that. Provide something. Look, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I hope there's some sort of novelty to it. You know, we have enough leg play tournaments, and
we do.
So do we get something a little bit different? Even if set play would be great. Even something like a final that's a first to 13 legs instead of 11, just something a little bit different is what I'm hoping for. If it has a UK Open feel, then it will probably be pretty good.
701.
Yeah, no,
1001.
He actually played. It was actually good fun. It's good fun.
A master out, equal darts. You know, anything ridiculously crazy. Cricket.
Royal Rumble.
Yes, a Royal Rumble tournament. Yeah,
pleading for that.
Please give me a Ryder Cup of darts, please. That's what I've been waiting for so long.
Yep.
No, so hopefully the German Open that this new major we're seemingly getting next year will be fascinating to see where that falls in the calendar, by the way. Hopefully that gives us something else. And I hope that also means they lose a Euro Tour or two, because they already have enough events in Germany. If they're going to get another major, because they've got the World Cup, then call it the International Open, and then change it everywhere, then bring it to John Cain Arena, and then keep it in John Cain Arena for the next 60 years. No. Look, Margaret Court Arena is now the home of Melbourne Darts, as we know.
This year.
MCG.
Marvel, then MCG.
Yeah, Marvel first. Well, that exhibition 10 years ago where people, we completely lost it. Ooh. Right. Anyway, getting back on the straight and narrow.
Sorry.
German Open next year, 2027. Looks like a new major. Looks like instead of the amateur qualifiers that we see in the UK Open, it'll come through PDC Europe. Darts Players New Zealand a weekend. I have the results in front of me. So Ben Robb moved closer to ceiling. He'll probably return. He won a 5th DPNZ title. So he is now he basically just needs to win another match, and he'll be guaranteed to return to Alexandra Palace. So he won event 9. Russell Joyner beat Mark Cleaver in the final of event number 10. So it's all set up for not only the end of that tournament, but also the fields for the Australian and New Zealand Darts Masters, as well as the Trans-Tasman Championships. I wanted to shout out Nicole Renaud there in equal 14th place. She'll be the only woman at the Trans-Tasman Championship. Cool. So top 16 88, top 16 DPNZ. And so that's a very good story. So well done to her. So she's in the Trans-Tasman Championship, which will take place at the end of August up there in Queensland. Asian Tour, this is Christian Perez on the screen for audio listeners. He won 2 Asian Tour titles over the weekend in Singapore. Actually, Paul Lim was actually on a streaming board for that very first event, the very first streamed match there. He lost in the last 16. He played Sakai, the always entertaining Sakai. So I don't have them in front of me. I'm
sure he played some decent stuff.
He played some decent stuff. So let me just read through this.
He is.
Sakai, he won event 17. So it was a bit of a disappointing. I thought the Japanese pair at the World Cup, but he won event 17. Christian Perez won 18 on Sunday. He claimed back-to-back titles, and then the 20th event was Lawrence Alagan, who came from 2-0 down to beat countryman Paulo Nebreda. So that was the Asian Tour event in Singapore. We had the Hyde Park exhibition.
Yeah, this is always
Stephen
good.
Bunting, always great entertainment at exhibition. How did it shape up, Josh?
Yeah, so Humphreys and Emma Payton were grouped together and they won. It was a best of 3 leg contest because it was best of 5 or 7 to be there for ages. So Humphreys was there, Fallon Sherrick was there, Nathan Aspinall and Bunting, and special guest AJ Odudu, I'm not sure who that is, Bezinga, Joey Swash, and Emma Payton.
These are people who are important in some aspect of some British internet thing, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know for
sure. It was a
Bezinga from the Sidemen.
Yeah. One and only exhibition, happens every year, and it's always good fun for the audience in an outdoor environment. So luckily, wet weather held off, and always good fun. Marked up, always good fun.
Yes, it's a good event, and people do seem to get around it. The Players' Championship block, we saw Cameron Menzies pick up a title as well. Krystof Ratajski, who made another good run on the way. Dave Chisnell making a semi, which is all important to him making. That was probably the difference for him making the World Matchplay and not making the World Matchplay, which I think will be more or less the same result for Veselyman. So that was Players' Championship 23. Krystof Ratajski played well in that final, just wasn't well enough. The last leg, he threw 3 darts at double 8. How they did not go in, no idea. So an 8-5 win. It's been a tough year for Menzies, we know, as that World Championship, which has been litigated a million times. But it was good to see him pick up a title and now seem to be on a good roll. And Gabriel Clemens finally won a PDC Pro Tour title, 8 years, but he finally crossed the line. He broke his duck with an 8-6 win over Luke Woodhouse and a 170 finish on the way. Mickey Mansell, Brendan Dolan making runs in that tournament as well.
Semis? No, very good. Averaging in excess of 91, so some good stuff. Very, very good.
But how did the Aussies do?
Yes,
Josh.
brand new graphic. Hello, did you even realise?
Finally, we've changed things up here. How'd it go?
Yes, so Players' Championship 23.
This was so long ago too.
I know, it feels ages. Damo made a top 32, lost to Ryan Sell in a last leg decider. Leakey won a game as well and then lost to Wesley Plazier, who's a good little player as well. Sorry?
Little.
Wesley Plazier is the exact opposite of little.
I mean, like, he's very crafty, but actual size, no. Let's not fat shame, guys. It's 2026.
He's a big boy.
24 wasn't the best, unfortunately. Adam Leake lost to Harry Ward, who is a good little young player. He actually is young. He is little and young. Damo won against Tyler Thorpe, averaging 99, so that's very good. But Jimmy Van Schie, who is not very short, he's very tall, 6'9" or something crazy, and then he lost to Bradley Brooks, averaging 85. So not the best, not the worst across the board. Modus action for you as always, week 10 and week 11, Jack Aldridge won, week 10 averaging 98, 2 maximums against young again, Kaya Bicel, hopefully I said that right, who's a good JDC prodigy. Scott Taylor won his 6th title in week 11, winning 4-2 rather against Ron Muhlenkamp with a 180 there. Ron hit 3 but wasn't good enough in the end. His doubling was just
doubles, looks like us.
Yeah, worse than us.
Worse than us. Well, actually, no, better than us. That's still better than us at 15.38.
He was good. So he won there. And those are our winners. Michael Huntley, Neil Duff, Henry Coates, Archie Self, Ashley Coleman, David Evans, Derek Coulson, Alex Small, Boris Kirchmer, and Jack Aldridge and Scott Taylor. But unfortunately, Boris will not be there. He's unfortunately withdrawn from Champions Week. We don't know why. But ADC Global Champion Jack Tweddle on screen will replace him as he was the best averaging runner-up of the series, which makes sense. A couple of our games, averaging
First one
49 here.
was poor from me.
Game.
Well, Lorenzo had better finishing than.
Yeah.
Well, 20%, but I didn't have many darts to double. That was the problem.
No.
But let's talk about the second game, because the second game was special.
You had a very good first leg.
This was done drama. I had a very good first leg. I nearly took out 142, which is my personal favourite finish, treble 17 tops. I just sort of had a slight hesitation as I went to throw that dart. It would have looked nothing for people watching, but
No.
I was like, should I stop and do like a Rob Cross and really control, or just keep going with it? And I kind of did neither, and it was miles too high. But I hit tops, and then Josh fluffed around on doubles, and then I took out double 4. Every time I throw double 4 now, it's close to the double 18. It's ridiculous. But I was 2-0 up, and I thought, yes, Lorenzo
like
Josh
double
is
18.
under the Lorenzo hammer. And then for 2 legs, I just completely forgot how to play darts. I scored like 26, 26, 26, 26, like in a row. It was a 3 out of 4. And then it got down to the last leg, and then we mucked around on doubles again. And then I threw a dart at double 1, which I thought was in when I let go of my hand, and it wasn't. It was a with or away outside.
I couldn't believe I won that.
Josh end up winning much
Had
more
a maximum
competitive
there as
match.
well?
He
That's
hit a
good.
180 along the way. I had a 125. I was on a 180, but pulled it into the. I was aiming for the other side of the treble too, and I still pulled it into
Still
single
cannot
five.
believe you haven't
I
hit
still
one.
haven't hit a 180.
You must be on it like 20,000 times by now.
I am not
right?
on it 20,000 times. I struggled to get that first dart in the 60, Josh. Believe you me.
It's not
enough.
easy.
Sorry?
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
Looks easier than it is to do.
Yeah, very quickly, some DDU news. I played a few games. DDU.
Darts Down Under? Yeah, I clocked
of course.
Yeah, that's better
We had a
finishing.
draw.
Yes, I had a draw. This was a
Should we
couple
play the
weeks
song?
ago.
It's a draw. But the teams are even. You know that one?
From Dana's Footy, that one? Did he make that?
No,
No,
he
no,
did make that.
he
It
did
was
make-
made by
someone
the
else
Blackpool Singers about 15 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, a
never
world
mind.
existed
Apologies.
before. See, this is the problem
His
when
rise to fame.
you
Dan
only,
Gorringe.
it's the only thing you know about football stuff that happens on Dan Gorringe.
No,
podcast.
trust me, I don't. I know more than
He
that.
played it. Yeah, it had been around for many years beforehand. It
Yes.
was made after the
Yeah.
2010 drawn grand final.
So this
Dan
was-
is quite popular to
Sorry?
bring all the news. for
Yeah.
footy.
Oh, God, yeah. As about 2-3 weeks ago, had a draw there against Ryan Drage, and then I had
Ryan
a
Joyce.
6-1 victory against Stephen there. Some pretty average stuff. Not the best, not the worst.
Not a maximum.
Yeah, it's not the maximum, which is good. And then I played this Southern Cross Championship. So this was the TDR. I haven't really been going on about it too much, but I played the final. And look at these numbers. Best of 11 legs, 56 average.
You actually won it. Is this a final? Did you actually win a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. No prize money thing, just for just for glory
Order
and
of
fame.
merit
of
That's
course.
fine.
Order of
But-
merit points.
Oh, no, it literally was. They have this order of merit thing. It's pretty cool. I don't take much note of it, just playing the game. But this was such a good contest. I reckon this is my best game I've ever played. 56 average,
Yep.
63 first 9.
4 140s.
A bit shoddy on the doubles, 4 140s.
You're just missing that 180 in there.
Yeah, and a
I'm
160.
curious how he got that 160.
I think he
Was
went,
that a checkout?
No, it wasn't. It was double 20, triple 20, triple 20. Because his highest
Don't
finish
worry,
was
I'm
60.
throwing darts out of the board, Shane. Like, I don't do anything.
I know. But this was an incredible game, and it brought the best out of each other, which was fantastic. So
We've all
good
hit
fun.
tops, actually.
Excellent. World Matchplay is coming up this week. We've talked about
Yes.
enough. I do hope that the episode is sort of works somewhat in streamline because we've kind of gone off different topics at various times.
That's okay.
And blabbed a bit, but hopefully it works. This is actually ongoing, not just the weekend. The WDF World Masters is on. So this was the original World Masters, but then they changed it to a leg play format, which made it automatically even worse. But the player I'm following is Matthew Edgar because he was given the wild card by the
how good.
by England Darts to compete, and he was really focusing on practicing getting his weight right and really focusing. He was disappointing at Lakeside, but he won his first 4 group matches.
Happy days.
A 90.5, 98.5, 81.2, 87.7 average along the way.
Good stuff there. Wow.
There is a streaming board available on the WDF Darts YouTube channel. So that was the Tuesday. So tomorrow, Wednesday, this is all obviously American time, we'll play through the Open and the Women's World Masters. Will play through to the quarterfinal stage throughout a Wednesday. But they've also got lots of other events. They've got pairs. They've got cricket, singles and pairs. I think Matt Edgar might play a bit of that as well. Or there's a World Open. The World Open's being played as
cricket.
well. Then on
Yeah.
the Saturday, you've got the semi-finals and finals of the World Masters for the girls, the youth, the women's, and the Open. And then on Sunday as well is the Lakeside World Championship Qualifier. Why it's happening in the middle of the year, only the WDF could tell you. But the World Masters is on. There's a bit of a festival going on there in Las Vegas. Cool. And with someone like Matthew Edgar in there, there's a few names you might recognise. No Mitch Laurie, which so the WDF World #1 isn't even going there. But Yeah, so big shout out to Matthew Edgar, who was chronicling what he was doing on his YouTube channel. Excellent stuff, and good to see him get some wins to begin the tournament, undefeated through the group stage, and we'll see how far he can go. And keep an eye on it if it's on. Maybe give it a watch and see if there's some players you recognise. The Darts Archive this week is the 2012 World Matchplay final. Like I said, I forgot to write anything down. It's Phil Taylor playing James Wade. James Wade's won several majors, but he's never beaten Phil along the way. This is probably as tough as Phil Taylor will have a World Matchplay final. He loved that room. He's won 11, 12, 13, something like that. World Matchplays previously. Sorry?
Did you hit a 9 in this game?
Not in this game. He had hit one previously in the room and would hit one later, not in this game. But this is a very close game. And then Phil ekes out a little bit of advantage, and then James Wade's trying to come back. So very competitive all the way through. Ross Bray's calling the second half of this game, and because it's Ross Bray, he does have a miscount in there. But thankfully, it doesn't actually change. It doesn't actually change the complexion of the game at some point. We'll talk about that next week. I'll have a bit more to say about that. It was a really good final between Wade and Taylor. That was 2012 World Matchplay final. We're on audio only, as everybody knows. Josh got logged out of the original TikTok, so he's had to set up a new one.
Yep. So I'll be posting some stuff on there. Well, not outdated stuff, but a mix of old and new that's still relevant, and extra time media there, of course, as well.
Oh, you've added photos in there. That's interesting.
I just realised.
Thank you, Shane, for coming on once again. Well done to you, Josh. That's our World Matchplay preview. Let you know who's going to win the World Matchplay. Let us know wherever you want to. Let us know on socials or on or on the YouTube comments. This episode will be made available as an audio only as soon as I can be bothered to get that put up. Enjoy the World Matchplay. A reminder again that the start times will change to if England beat Argentina in the World Cup final. So check your local guides for details. Plenty happening in darts. We'll be back next. Well, we'll see what we'll do next. I'm not sure exactly when our next episode will be on. It might be something a little bit different. We may do an episode in the middle of the match play. We may come back in a couple of weeks. We haven't decided yet.
Stay tuned.
But stay tuned. Thanks again, Shane.
Thank you.
Well done, Josh.
Thank you. Good fun.
So just to recap the big points of the show, World Matchplay winner will be
Luke Humphries.
Nyman.
Luke Littler. This has been the 9 Dart Podcast.